this.
Well, good Tuesday morning, everyone, and welcome to Coffee Time with Blind United.
Let's get ready.
All right. Well, it's all good to know that sometimes we still have technical issues. It's all good. But anyway, again, welcome to Coffee Time with Blind United. It is Tuesday morning. I hope everyone is having a great day today. I am joined in the studio today with Miss Brittany, Miss Carol, and my brother Pedro. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
Miss Carol, you over there? You awake? Maybe she's muted right now. So anyway, let me move on. We have just one interest group for you tonight, and it is at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and it is by Brother George. So you get to get a little tech skills and some comedy all at the same time. So come check that out at 6 p.m. Pacific time. George told me last night he got him a new Windows 11 machine. So he's been playing with that for quite a few days, and now he's ready to start sharing some of his tips and tricks that he's found that work within Windows 11. So it's going to be some brand new stuff that we may not have ever heard before. So come in, check us out again, 6 p.m. Pacific time, and learn some new stuff about Windows 11. So Pedro's got a lineup for us today, so I'm going to let him take the lead from this point on and guide the rest of the show.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, George's been in his man cave. He probably haven't seen the sun for like 5 days. You know how that goes. But I'm gonna tell him welcome because I'm on a Windows 11 machine.
Right.
Yeah. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about what we've seen at CSUN. Have a little conversation back and forth about the technology, some of the mobility devices we've seen at the CSUN conference. For those that are not aware, I actually attended it 2 days. One day I was not feeling too well, but I still attended the conference. Pretty nice. What you guys think of the location?
I mean, Anaheim. It's like they're home away from home. I mean, they've been in Anaheim for several years now. I mean, actually, I'm glad they're back in Anaheim because last time, before that, I believe they were all the way down in San Diego.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was a pain in the butt trying to get down there for that. So I'm glad they're in Anaheim. So I just wish, again, but it is what it is. There's nothing reasonably priced to eat there in that hotel. So either bring a lunch or plenty of money, one or the other. That's all I can say about that. But I mean, it is definitely big. It's a large place. It's not really blind friendly to me. I mean, if I was going to criticize the thing, I would like it, if because it is for all disabilities, and I appreciate that. I really do. But if they could kind of break it down into, categories, communities, and put all the blind stuff in one spot, all the wheelchair stuff in another area, stuff like that. It just make it a lot easier for us to find what we're looking for, and it would, I believe, help out with the flow of the traffic through the place. I don't know. I mean, it's just me, but that's
Yeah, I think yeah, there was groupalized. They might have a better flow. Um, I like the location. Yeah, the food is a little pricey. I know they had a salad in a jar for like $19. you know, but
that part.
you know they ran out of food too. It was morning, and I went to get a burrito. They ran out of rice. They ran out of beans. I was like, "What's going on?" It's the morning, But besides that, I just being me being a hungry man. The
I
weather
hear you.
windy. You know, they had a nice patio on the side. That I caught a couple meals and went and sit down over there. So the overall place is pretty nice. I actually did walk out to the street and came back into the resort, but I think there's the other hotel that's there is the Hilton, right? Am I wrong?
No, it's right there close to because that's where Marco was staying.
Okay, yeah, that's what old boy was saying. Okay, so we walked back from a restaurant and right, we went into the Hilton and then we had to go around the other roundabout and get into the Marriott. But besides that, we walked and explored. It was pretty nice. The first day I saw a couple of things. They also provided us with the badges that has your organization, your name, and something that I found out. It also has a QR code that the vendors can scan, and they get your name and your email for. I guess it's for faster way to get in contact with you. I guess, but now we know where all the emails are coming from.
Part of it. So they're
Part of
selling.
it,
Yeah, they're selling on the information and whatever. But
I
something
think
else
it's
I
just
wish
like
that they would have
mhm.
kept in play. What was it, last year or a year before? I know the year before they had that one indoor GPS app that they had there at CSUN, to where you could actually pull it up and uh, uh, punch in, like
Oh,
your
I think it was
itinerary.
Good Maps or
Yeah,
something like
that's what it
that.
was. Good maps. You could put in, like, remember how you did, Pedro? You went through the all of the vendors.
Hmm.
You could go in there and put all that in there, and with the good maps, it would guide you from one booth, one table to the next, one booth
Oh,
to the
and you
next.
should tell me it was good maps. I have good maps indoor navigation
Well,
there.
they didn't say
So
anything about it working this year. They only talked about it a couple years ago. I
I
don't
should
know if
have
they're,
called them. I'm gonna
yeah.
push them for that because that's what I need, and that will give us more access, more ways to get around. I know when I registered, they also did offer a floor map with Braille. I forgot to go get
Okay.
one.
I didn't
It,
even ask about that. Well, I don't do Braille, so
yeah, but it has like a tactile map.
okay.
It's like kind of tactile, and and if you could know, if you know Braille, and especially the grade 2 and 3, because it's I forgot what y'all call those in Braille when it's two letters in one Braille,
It's
one Braille letter
what they call it, but
contractions.
yeah, contracted Braille.
Yeah, contract. It's like that. But you need to know the key. Once you know the key, you could know what those are. So it's a whole
Right,
little
right.
thing. I'm studying Braille, barely getting there, but they do offer that if you are really good with Braille and want an overall look of the place. What Ed is talking about, the good map sounds really, really promising there. We gotta see. We gotta get on them for next year, Ed, about that because for people that don't read Braille, this could be their way to navigating, the place.
Right, right, right. Well, like I
Yeah.
said, I know a couple of years ago. I remember they had it a couple of years ago when Andy was still at CSUN, right, doing going for his degree. They were there for pretty much the whole week, and
Mm.
he used a good map to get around the whole place, and then get around inside the exhibit hall and stuff like that. So
Hey, so that's what.
great thing, great thing. I mean, technology is great if once we get it, to, as they say, get the blood bugs out of it, get the glitches out, whatever. But if we don't use it, then we can't figure out what those bugs and glitches are.
I know exactly, and yeah, and then plus they had seating areas, and one thing that I noticed, and some blind folks sit against the wall on the floor. Um, and I'm not saying anything wrong with that, but they did have sitting areas, and I noticed some blind folks sitting on the floor that we had to call some more and tell, look, there's some chairs and tables here. Um, there has to be a way where they could know, you know. What else I noticed? Oh, also I noticed that in those seating areas, they had a tower in the middle where you could charge your phone. It had like 10 USBs,
Right,
10 C ports, and micro USBs, and all that ports for you could charge your phone. And I saw these on in all the tables except outside in the patio, but that's out there. You
right,
know, but they had these towers for you to charge your phone. So me, I'm trying to make content. I'm trying to do things. So I'm over here plugging in and stuff.
right. I
But
get
you
it.
know me because I explore. So I found it. I don't know how I found it, but I was like, what the hell is this cable right here? So I followed the cable, and I was like, oh man, they got a whole tower right here.
Right, right. That's when we were sitting at that area together. I remember you doing that.
Yeah, yeah, that's that area. The chairs were comfortable, and things were set out nice. The tables was
And I
big and
think that,
round.
as far as folks sitting on the floor, I just think it's just a fact, Pedro. They wore out, tired, whatever,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
get that. Hmm.
and they can't see the tables. They don't know. Don't nobody tell them. They don't
I
know.
know. That's why
Was
I was like,
CSUN a free IRA access point? Because I know, like the NFB conventions, you get unlimited IRA because it's like an IRA access point,
point.
I guess.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But see,
Yeah.
that's the whole
Oh,
thing as well. Ira and them, they don't necessarily, promote, and maybe unless you're within their network, they don't necessarily promote. You basically just got to go into the app and go see, if where you are is a Ira free zone.
Well, normally I know, like let's just say for an example, I walk into a Target, Ira will give me a notification and say, "Hey, this is a free access point," or
Right, right, right,
when I would
right,
go to the NFB conventions or whatever.
oh
But this time my
wow.
phone didn't do that, so I don't know.
They
right,
might
right.
not have something set up with them, but that's good to
But you
know.
would
But I know in
think
prior
And
years they have, because I know one year I used Ira pretty much the whole time I was at CSUN, because that hotel is hard to navigate, but I don't know.
mm,
I mean, I think that it would benefit them to do that. I mean, again, it's free time that they're giving up in essence, but at the same time, you're man, you're allowing your agents to interact with people. They're getting more, for those that are not really familiar with how to interact with us and whatnot, different stuff like that. I mean, they have access to those maps, how the exhibit hall is laid out. So, they can really help guide you through the place. You know what I'm saying? I think the big issue would come in is when somebody walks in the door, they want to log into IRA and then they want to stay with them the rest of the day, even though within those free zones, my understanding is you only get 30 minutes, but you can hang up and call right back.
I like Starbucks is 30 minutes. I heard Target's unlimited, but due to a live worker working, they might need to take a break and they might ask you to call back in, and that's
Right.
understandable.
Well, that
Yeah,
was
or
So,
something
like if
else
your
that knew
shift
that
is
they.
gonna end, like if you're doing something like a long task. I mean, sometimes you'll have a cool agent and they'll be like, "Hey, like hopefully this isn't a long task because my shift is about to end." But if it's not a long task, they'll usually help you out.
Well, one of the newer features that they were talking about at the convention is the live handoff, to where you don't have to call back in if your agent is going off duty or due to go on break, whatever. Rather than you hanging up and calling back in, they just like transferring a phone call.
oh, okay, okay, that's good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna just quick break just to give you some information, guys. Just to give you some information. We'll be right back.
You can visit our website, blindunited.org. That website again is blindunited.org. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, or would like to be added to our email list, you can email us at info@blindunited.org. That email address again is info@blindunited.org. If you would like to reach us by phone, you can call us at 909 846 8825. That number again is 909 846 8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Blind United 22. You can follow us on our Facebook group, which is Blind United Interest Groups, and you can also join our Facebook page, Blind United. Blind United. Blind United.
Well, I want to say good morning to Brother Paul. He's listening in this morning. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Paul. Yeah. Speaking about IRA and video navigation or live assistance, I guess you could call it. Um, hey, I've been using Be My Eyes, and man, some things that AI can do, they get down and help you out, you know. But IRA, it is a paid service. They're really helpful. They do have features that Be My Eyes do not have.
No, I mean Ira's more like OnStar for blind people. Like they can pull
Right.
up a map. They
Exactly.
also have access to your camera. They have I can't think of what it's called, but like they can go on your computer and see what you're looking at. Like let's say you're going on an inaccessible website and you want to buy
Team viewer.
something. Team viewer, yeah, there you go. Thank you, Pedro.
You're
So
welcome.
I mean, they have a lot of really cool features that are awesome to use. But Ira's very pricey. I mean, the average blind person cannot afford that. I mean, I guess if that's a priority, you'll figure it out. But I mean, it's pretty pricey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And the thing is, your minutes don't roll over. You know.
well, I mean, if you get into that, that's something else they were discussing. If you get in, I think it's the gold package.
Yeah, but how
Uh,
much a month is the gold package?
right. Well, that's number one. Number two, those minutes will roll over. Plus, in that package, I believe you can also buy extra minutes that roll over.
mm,
You
okay.
know, so but again, it's pricey, man. I mean, it's great. They're bonded. You don't have to worry about the trust and security side of it. That's a great thing to be able to have them help you with sensitive things where you wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't do would be my eyes.
Of course.
So I mean that's also a great feature, but again, it's just I don't know. It's just a little pricey for the average blind person. You know. So,
Yes.
but
And with Be My Eyes, they won't read like your credit cards and things of that sort. They'll tell you that, the AI feature does not read it. I've tried it.
okay, I've
Yeah.
never tried it, but
I tried it. It read it for me.
It did for you? It did not
Yeah,
for me. It told me that it was a credit
it took.
card and it could not read it. It would
Yeah,
not read it.
it told me. It told me it's a credit card. I can't read it, but I prompted in a way that it read it for me.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I
you got to
got you.
play with it, but it'll do it if you play with it a little
If
bit.
you play
You
with it,
know,
We
okay.
probably shouldn't even be saying that because somebody somewhere is going to be listening, like, oh, we got to fix that bug. Because that really helped me out. I was in a jam and I didn't have any eyes around me and I needed, to read something and it did.
You done gave up a hack, Pedro.
hey, that's if they figure out the prompt. But that aside, I did needed that help, like Brittany said. I didn't have no one
Right.
cited, and I needed that information.
I did too, but I could not get it. But now I know if ask it in a certain way, it will give it to me. It's kind of like
Right.
Mm,
Siri. Certain things you want, but she won't answer unless you ask it in a different
you
way.
have to ask nicely, I guess.
And that's the thing with
Depends.
the AI, the Chat GPT, the AI models. You really gotta ask in a certain way to get what you want
You
sometimes.
gotta finesse. You gotta finesse it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not as skilled as Brittany and Pedro, evidently.
Well, it basically just wants to be talked to like it's real.
Gotcha.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah, you
AI
got
just wants to be loved. Like, is
Yeah,
that what you're
it.
pretty
trying to say?
much, pretty much. Okay.
Yeah, that's one part of the AI.
I love it as long as it don't get too much control over my life.
Right.
That as long as we keep them guardrails in place, I love the hell out of it.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well, and that and in that sense, what's some other stuff that y'all seen that was on your top list, but something
so
that y'all ran into?
one of the things I was really impressed with, Pedro, and I don't know if you made it over there to get your hands on it. We got our hands on it on Wednesday when we were there. The new We Walk handle.
Yeah,
So remember last year when we were there and we tried to test drive it. It's in a busy environment, wasn't able to get a good feel for what it really could do. But what I was most least impressed with was how big the handle was. I mean, for me, it almost felt like holding a flashlight.
yeah. It was a big handle, and I could feel the holding that for an hour and navigating and through the town the whole day. Oh my God, the strain on your wrist, on your bones, all that is gonna be hurting.
Right. So the new handle is basically a old comfortable golf grip.
It feels like you're holding a regular cane with buttons on it. I guess
Whoa.
it's pretty cool.
Oh, okay. Oh, I did not got to make my way that way. For those that don't know, what's we walk cane. It's a cane with that uses like sonar, and it has sensors, and it has vibration feedback for haptic feedback. It links up to your phone for navigational things and other things like that. So when you're navigating around your environment, you will get a vibration letting you know or how close you are to a wall or an obstacle. These are new on the market because they have some watches that do that, but this is the We Walk cane, and it's correct. You've seen those commercials, and I know it's probably not for everyone, but when you had sight, and it was the '90s and the early 2000s, you see the flashlight commercials. I forgot Belkin, I forgot the big old flashlights. Something like that was the handle, like holding a big flashlight right there.
Yep. I
And
mean, it was like holding a mag light, man. I mean, it
there
was.
you go, mag light. There you go. There you go. The mag light commercials. Y'all remember those?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And it was like holding a big old flashlight. Like think about that. And then plus, it wasn't splash proof. No water resistant at all.
Right, right, right. I mean, that's another thing. I had, we didn't ask him about that part because I mean, it's almost like in the first generation handle, I'm gonna call it. It's like, okay, well, you ain't got no business out in the rain. Well, I mean, if we got a job or whatever, we got to go to work, right? So
Right.
This is a fair weather cane. I mean, I need a cane I can use every day. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yes.
that wasn't a good thing. I didn't ask him about that part. I was just really, really, really over impressed, I guess, with the new handle. It was
The
just,
size.
it was really, really comfortable, Pedro. You know, you take and put your finger straight out on the flat part of the handle.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the buttons are.
Yes, I will figure. Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
so it's really, really cool. And then, you know, where your thumb wraps around, it gets to the other little turn it on and off kind of situation. You know,
Mm.
so you didn't have to move your hand to address any of the controls on it.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Yeah,
I need to check that out.
yeah, it was very, 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 very comfortable. So,
Okay. Okay.
what else was it? I think. Well, I know Bree and Brittany. I think we talked about this before. I know I was telling you about that cane they make over in Ireland. It's an
Oh, the
all-terrain cane.
all-terrain cane, like basically you could lean on it or use it to go hiking, or it's
Yes.
really really sturdy, and they have like different cane tips for if you're traveling in the snow or in the sand or whatever. So different. I mean, it was really cool. The cane
Right,
that
The
right.
one
Anna's
with
talking about.
the it had the reinforced joints and stuff like that.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is. Yeah, it's
yeah.
got extra long stainless steel joints.
Yeah. All
So
right. Yeah. I did check that one out. And
I mean,
ooh man,
and
that
and
cane.
it's also expandable.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct. That was
and
a
and
plus
for
for me.
ladies, you know, for me, you know, I mean, I'm sorry, maybe it's just the environment I grew up in, but for ladies, I think this is great also because you can fold it in half, and now you got a weapon. It's literally strong enough to whoop on somebody with.
Yeah, if you needed to use it for that purpose, I'm pretty sure you could
Right.
beat the dog piss out of somebody. Speaking of ladies, Monica said good morning. Good morning,
Good
Monica.
morning,
Good
guy.
morning,
Morning.
Monica.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, but no, that was a great cane.
They
I want
also they also had, I don't know if you saw that, with the same vendor that had the alternate cane had the titanium foldable cane.
They didn't show me the titanium one. They just showed me the one that was, like I said, it was had the stainless steel joints in it, and it had the expandable piece right below the handle. You could flick a lever,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you could stretch it out another what I'd say 5 6 inches, something like that.
something like that. The
Yeah.
titanium cane is the same way, but it's
Okay.
heavier and it folds like 3 or 4. It doesn't fold too much. It folds like 3, I think, and it's
Okay.
you can't fit it in your purse.
I mean, I was just really, really impressed with the fact that as big as I am, I could lean on that thing and it wouldn't flex at all.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I literally want to get me one. If you guys remember, I was talking to Jimmy yesterday. I want to get me one, and I'm gonna take it to him and make that my new everyday cane.
Right.
Just because it's so durable, I can get out there and I don't have to worry about beating up on stuff with it. And it's just going to be a really, really good, strong cane. So,
Yeah, it sounds nice. I'm gonna check those out. You know,
Was it heavy?
I know it really wasn't.
It was
it,
actually lighter than
it was
Was it?
lighter. Yeah, it
yeah,
was
it was
lighter than
actually
a
lighter.
regular cane.
You
Way
So, I
lighter.
mean, the actual tubes, Carol, were
yes.
graphite. It's just that the joints were extra long and stainless steel.
Okay. Okay.
So it
Yeah.
was light and strong. That was the beauty of it.
Gotcha.
Hmm. All right, all right. And that point, we're gonna cut to a commercial break. And coming up, we're gonna talk about other little devices that I seen, some headphones and things like that. So we're just gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back, guys.
You can visit our website, blindunited.org. That website again is blindunited.org. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, or would like to be added to our email list, you can email us at info@blindunited.org. That email address again is info@blindunited.org. If you would like to reach us by phone, you can call us at 909 846 8825. That number again is 909 846 8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Blind United 22. You can follow us on our Facebook group, which is Blind United Interest Groups, and you can also join our Facebook page, Blind United. Blind United. Blind United.
All right, and we're back. Yeah. So, moving on about CSUN. I know I did talk about Sony and the Sony booth and their video games and all that good stuff. But
Well, you didn't talk about that here, Pedro. That was on your Unseen Adventures, Pedro's YouTube channel. Go check him out, subscribe. But
thank
I
you.
know Pedro was highly, highly, highly impressed with what Sony's got going on. So,
Well, let me get into it a little bit since I did not got into it, and you can already hear it in my voice.
Yes.
uh, well, I hit the Sony booth, and earlier this year, um, I took a PlayStation out the box. You know, and mind you, my kids are grown; they can set it up. But they know me, so they're like, "Dad, come on, here, help us set it up." Being my kiddos, they were like, "Help us set it up." So I was like, "Okay, cool." I like, I don't know what I'm gonna do here, but I went, sat down with them, and then they're like, "Look, you want to hit the power button?" I was like, "Okay, where's it at?" So I hit the power button. The system stopped booting up, started loading up, and a screen reader came on out the box, and I was like, "What?" And my son was like, "Oh yeah, it says screen reader right there. You want me to leave it on?" I was like, "Yeah, leave it on." So that was my first introduction into the PlayStation screen reader environment. Because I've been in the environment because of my children, and I've been checking out their accessibility like on PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4, somewhat accessible, but not all the way. But now with PlayStation 5, their whole thing's accessible. I'm able to navigate, let's say 90 to 95%. Okay. There's some things to still work that I could probably send feedback emails, but besides that, their system menu and system settings and navigating to a game is accessible. I also had the pleasure to play the latest Mortal Kombat game, Mortal Kombat 1, on the PlayStation all myself. I was able to turn on the PlayStation, navigate to the game, load up the game. I even went and adjusted some more accessibility settings like audible cues and stuff that I could tell how far I'm from my opponent. And I could get real close to my opponent. I could tell how close am I, and I could do a fatality. So
mhm.
I just leveled up and found this out. So I'm playing with this. So in the conference, I was like, hey, Sony's gonna be there because last year they were there. So I'm like, I'm hitting there this year. I don't care. So I hit their booth. I was talking to one of their agents, one of their people they have working on the booth. That he told me we have a shooter game right here, and mind you, I couldn't tell if it was a first perspective shooter or a third perspective shooter. For those that need clarification, a first shooter would be you holding the gun, but a third perspective shooter, you're the camera and you see the character right there walking around. So that's the third perspective. It's like more of a Grand Grand Theft Auto type of view than a Call of Duty view. That's a first perspective. But they showed me on how they were making this game accessible. It's called The Last of Us Part Two. Um, Lucky for me, my kids were already downloading all the free games they get from their subscription, and that's one of them. So I have part one ready for me to play whenever I want to go play it. This game involves somewhat of a strategy, locating items, fighting zombies. It's like an like a apocalyptic world. People are dead. It's something like that. So
Right.
you have to stab. You even have to shoot and lock into your enemy and shoot them. So I was able to experience that, and they were using some type of they were using sound haptics, but they called it like a radar. So it will send off like a beep. You will hear a boop, like a tone, and then he hits something. You will hear a click, like click, and you will hear that noise that it hit an item and whatever. But since you're pressing, it will let you know if that's an item or an enemy because they're different buttons you press for both different things. But I was able to locate an item. I was able to orient it myself to continue and follow along in the mission. And with these type of games, I think a headset will be the one of the best ways to experience it because you get to detail everything.
Got the 3D sound on it.
Yeah, yeah, they have like they place the sounds real well. Even in Mortal Kombat, when the characters move to the left, you can hear them move to the left. You can hear them.
Right.
Yes, and you're able to hear them. And I do have my surround sound systems that my kids that I hooked up for them at their room. They don't use it, but I do. You know, so I got the woofers hooked up. So when you're playing, you're immersed into that. But that's just me from me being me.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that's also a way to reproduce the 3D sound without actually having headsets on.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the headphones, but with the surround sound system, I have 5 channels going out. So I do have the speakers like behind me that could give you if somebody's walking behind you, you could tell. I had it set up like that. They had these since the 2000s when all these
Right.
game systems start having that. I already had my system, my sound system all tailored to all that, and I had it hooked up to the price precisions. And man, in the movies, you could even hear the pin drops in the back of you, like you know what I mean. So I had it hooked up like that, but it having this accessibility features and I am able to play games. They were also showing off a racing game. They were showing off a racing game and I didn't got to play that one because the dude was not there that was operating that. But man, the games are becoming accessible. The system is accessible. I heard the Madden franchise game is accessible now. I don't play some
Ooh,
football with one of
yes.
Okay.
y'all. So hey, you know what I mean? We could be across the world. This could be game time later on, Ed.
I hear
You
you. I
know,
hear you.
and I'm hearing Xbox is following the same role. So
Well,
it's
and
nice to
and
see.
and and I heard something that with Xbox, I didn't know. I guess Xbox is also Microsoft.
Yes, Xbox is Microsoft, and they
So
have
it was
narrator as their screen reader.
right. So a lot of the stuff that you can play on Xbox, you can actually play on your PC now.
It's been no, yeah, of course, yes, yes, you can. You have a 360 pass. You could play the games on your
Okay.
computer. But before they had these games able to run on the place on the PC without you just load up the disc and install the game and all that. And then Xbox came out, and now it's vice versa. They play more nicer, but now you have way more games on the computer that you're able to play too.
So are they
But
still doing this, Pedro, or are they just more of an upload thing now?
on the discs,
Well, I mean, as far as games, I mean, I remember, when last I played, I had a two or a three PlayStation, And you actually had to go buy the game disc.
Yeah, you could go buy the game disc, but even with the game disc, you're gonna download data, and then you're gonna need the game disc to play it. So what I have been doing, and I had movies, I had a lot of discs that I have full of movies. I actually don't have no more discs. I try to limit the disc thing too, especially for my kids when they were younger, the scratching on them. So I kind of moved them to downloading them into their PlayStation and their hard drive. Um, this kind of worked out for us in the long run because when they've been accumulating games for PlayStation 4 for a long time. So when they just connected their hard drive into their PlayStation 5, it synced up. It gave them the access to play all those games. And then the PlayStation 5 went and saw the hard drive and said, you have multiple games that could be upgraded to PlayStation 5 versions. And the kids upgraded those games. But they're
Okay,
able to pull out their PlayStation 4 games and play them.
that's cool.
And before, it's like you got a PlayStation 1 and the game wouldn't work for PlayStation 2.
That's right.
So now it's like it's going along the family tree. Like my younger son now gets access to all those still, even though my teenager's about to be 18 and about to go off. My younger one still has all that, and I'm the one. Well, me and their mom been purchasing them these games, and with the subscriptions that I pay for them, they get sometimes free games and stuff like that. So they've been getting better on that. Even Xbox has been getting better on that part. Um, and when we cut to this commercial break coming up in a few minutes, guys, when I come back, I also will talk about what I also saw in the Sony booth with their accessible TVs, headphones, and earbuds, and what they're doing different for us visually impaired people in that perspective. But to stay with the game, um, even I've been seeing iOS games are becoming accessible. From what I'm hearing, Mortal Kombat on the phone is accessible. Also, one a few weeks back, I think it was last week, I had Apples a Day was an accessible strategy game that you get to play as a blind person and someone sighted can also play with you. And it's a 5-player game. It could be a single player or up to five, and y'all could go play the story together. So the barrier of not able to play a game with someone sighted is starting to break down. Before we do have our games. Don't get me wrong, we do have our games. The blindfold collection is pretty nice, you know, but you're playing on your own right there. It's like only you want to play with people.
Right.
RS games, it's all within the blind community too.
But no,
But
they've got a PC version for your sighted family.
okay, okay, okay. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. You told me that's pretty dope. See, bridging that gap, bridging the gap. One
yeah.
of the
I
lines in
mean,
the motto. And
that way, now we can go online and play Monopoly together rather than sit around a dining room table. But at the same time, I don't have to get you to move my pieces for me anymore and all that kind of stuff. Now I can do all that stuff myself when you're playing online.
hmm
Don't have to worry about nobody's sticky fingers in the bank. All that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, yeah. And at that point, guys, we'll be back. We will be back.
You can visit our website, blindunited.org. That website again is blindunited.org. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, or would like to be added to our email list, you can email us at info@blindunited.org. That email address again is info@blindunited.org. If you would like to reach us by phone, you can call us at 909 909-846-8825. That number again is 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Blind United 22. You can follow us on our Facebook group, which is Blind United Interest Groups, and you can also join our Facebook page, Blind United. Blind United. Blind United.
Right quick, for anybody listening in, if you like what we're doing here, that time slot or a time slot could be yours. You could come and sponsor what we're doing here, and we play your time slot a few times throughout the show. So might be something to think about.
Any comments, guys?
No,
Uh,
no comments.
Okay, okay. So
yeah, I
shout out
mean,
to our to our listeners, Monica and Paul. Shout out to you
exactly.
guys. Yeah, so continuing along on what else we saw in CSUN, and this is more of a home thing that Sony provides us. I actually got to see I think what a flow runners, these headphones, over the ear headphones. So they go over your ear and they have a speaker, a head little speaker that is by your ear canal, but it doesn't go in. It just right there, and it doesn't cover your ear. It just stands over your ear. I hope I'm making sense of what I am trying to describe to you. So as they stand right there outside your ear canal, the passageway that lets the sound come into your ear. These headphones are pretty light. They also have controls by tapping your cheek. You tap around your eye area. You could double tap. You could pause. You could turn up the volume and lower the volume just by tapping on your face.
Hold on,
Around your
Pedro. I got questions. You're moving way too fast.
Okay.
So you said tap on your cheek or around your eye or whatever. I mean, is there some sort of a sensor that you
They're
could
bone
tap
condensing
on?
sensors.
Oh, they're bone conducting. So basically, the headset itself would pick up the fact that you're tapping on your face.
Yes, but they're not bone condensing audio headphones.
Okay.
So those are for the controls. You tap around your eye area right there, by your ear. You tap and it knows.
So depending on where you tap at is a different type of
No, no,
control.
no. You just tap around that area about your ear where the headphones are at.
So are these headphones like a sweatband kind of thing, or
No, no sweatband. It's just a thin metal thing that goes behind your head and goes across to the back and it goes to the other side of your
okay,
ear. And they're really, really light.
okay,
Yes,
okay,
they're really,
okay,
really light. What they're saying that some people are liking is that they don't go in your ear cavity or anything like that. They don't even go over it. They're kind of hovering a little out of it, so you could hear your surroundings.
right,
I wanted to navigate more with them. Just in the conference is pretty loud, but
yeah,
I do see a certain thing that they might, for myself, that I use the tapping my cane to hear what's around in a way, to know if an object is around.
right,
That might make the sound wave bend a certain way that it's not gonna give me the right feedback. That's why I was not able to test that part. But it seems like for navigational things, these could be one of those tools, because I do not like anything covering my ears especially when I'm navigating that and I'm in the street. I ain't trying to have my ears covered at all. I don't want no earbuds in there. that don't give me any type of sound back. I don't want none of that.
Right. If you can't hear what's going on around you, then it's actually detrimental to us because we need our ears to navigate.
Yes, yes. So they look promising and stuff, and they're called Flow Runners by Sony. I have the card. I might be butchering the name slightly. But they were light. They're light, sweat proof.
Well, they
Um,
must be also pretty durable. If we're talking about slow running, that makes me think that it's something you can wear while you're jogging.
It is.
And with all the bouncing up and down and the pounding of the pavement, whatever, that they would have to be pretty secure if they're not moving around on your head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are secured. They are secured.
Sounds
Um,
How was the price on it, Pedro?
mm, I think those were, I think like $80.
that ain't
Okay.
bad.
That's not bad at all. No.
Yeah, I think they were like 80
And
bucks.
Sony, so you know it's good quality.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, and it's for the main population, so it's cheap. If it was just for us, it'd be about 800.
That is
Yeah,
true.
yeah, it's for
You're
everyone.
absolutely right,
That's
Ed.
why you,
You're
that's why you gotta
absolutely
look
right.
for tools that is for everyone that will benefit us more
All right,
because the
adaptive
price
for us.
range. Yeah,
Right, right.
yeah, and I also had a um I had the delight to try these earbuds. Now the difference of these earbuds and any other earbuds, once they go in your ear, they don't close the sound off. They don't close your surroundings. This earbuds actually has a circle, a little cavity that lets in noise into your ear while you have them in your ear.
Hmm.
So you're able to hear your surroundings too.
Right.
Yes. Um,
Again,
and
a
I
very important when we're navigating because we depend on our ears to navigate.
That's
exactly,
right.
exactly. For high partials, this could be really good. Even for low partials that have some vision, that need at least a little of the surroundings. Once again, disclaimer: I didn't got to try these in a real life environment.
Right.
What I would like to do, but I didn't get the chance to because they were showing them off. And but this is they're listening to our community. They know they could make money within our community. They know they could tailor their products, and it's like what Apple does. They put out a feature, they see it, they bring it out to their main users, and I think Sony is starting to incorporate some of that into their products, and able to hear your surroundings and have some earbuds. And even if you get an access, boom, you just throw them on. You're hearing your stuff, but you can still hear your surroundings. Somebody call you, the driver says something, you could hear them, you know. And they also have a noise cancellation. So I don't know. I didn't get to try that out, but they cancel the noise even though they have the open cavity.
Hmm.
So you get immersed into the whole earbud experience
Right, right,
per
right,
se,
right.
you know?
And I'm guessing because of the way they're set up, I mean, are they actually in your ear or they have the hook that goes over your ear and then just puts
Mm,
it, you know,
they actually go in your ear canal.
okay.
They go in your ear canal. So that's like I said, I didn't got to try them in a real world environment like I would love to, but this is something that could work for someone that is in our community, and these were called the Link Buds. That's what they
Link
called them
buds. Okay.
Link
And what was the
buds.
price
Okay.
on those?
by Sony.
Oh, they were by Sony as well. So what was the pricing on those?
I think they were like 120. I'm not too sure.
That's
Or
Okay.
still
100.
not bad. That's
That
cheaper than
no,
AirPods.
that's
Yeah,
not bad.
it's not
And if
bad.
the
And
quality is good on top of it, because I get immersed in my music and I like that bass. So were you able
mhm.
to listen to that?
Yeah, they have music coming in. The sound was good. Even though I was able to hear the music, I was able to hear my surroundings. It was a little weird, but Hey, it was going. I was able to, Monica walked up to me and told me, "Hey, I'm gonna go sit down over here while you talk to these folks." Now, I was able to hear it with the stuff on.
Oh wow.
You
Uh,
know,
that's always a plus. It really is. I mean,
It is. Because
you
you're right.
know,
If I'm sitting in a vehicle and the driver's saying, "Okay, is this where you need to be?" I can't hear, and I'll tell them when I put my headset on, I'm gonna listen to my music. So yell for me.
yeah. And another thing I did got to experience and check out was their Bravia, and I used to own Bravia TVs, Sony, and I when I was going, um, like they have features for people that are visually impaired. So the brightness of their TV helps a lot of people. They have it's called a vivid mode, and it it gives you vivid picture. But they have added a fully screen reader, so you could navigate the TV by screen reader, right, with the
right,
arrows and all that button
right,
stuff. But they have voice command now.
Mm.
You could tell, change it to channel this. Oh, can you play this, and it will start, doing what you ask it to do. Like
okay,
open YouTube, open this, search for that. So it's more for people that cannot move their fingers all over the remote and have mobility issues. But this could work for somebody that is not tech savvy and doesn't know how to navigate and do all this with the remote and their screen reader.
right, 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 right.
This could give them more access to a TV, to the technology. I know it's a hassle when I need to change to HDMI 1, 2, or 3, or 4, and then back to TV and not knowing, where's and which one is it on, and, all that, and knowing um, what input you're in and all that makes it so much easier for us, even with the screen readers on these cable boxes now that Spectrum has that reads you all that. So I am glad that they're listening. They're putting screen readers, and it should have happened a few years back with all these TV companies. But it's good that it's happening now.
Now,
But that just tells us we need to go buy a new TV.
does it come out like that from the box, Pedro, or do you have to have someone visually off in settings to set it
I
up for
think
you?
it's off the box like that.
Okay,
If I re
kind of like your
if I recall,
PlayStation. Okay, excellent.
yeah, the PlayStation's is off the box like that.
Right. And the TV may be the same way.
Yeah, it's off like that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So it was a great experience with the TVs, the headphones, the gain systems, even the titanium cane. I saw a braille device, 18 cell across, 18 times 3. That's how much cells it had, 50 something cells. So you have multiple lines of braille in one braille device.
Oh yeah,
Um,
they're really doing a lot with the braille displays. Again, I know me and Brittany talked about it on Thursday about the tactile braille displays. So there's a lot of really good stuff coming out, folks. I mean, CSUN was a great experience. Able to just be able to be there and hear the information about all this stuff and be able to put our hands on it. Some of it we were able to test drive it a little bit, but just knowing a lot of this stuff that's coming down the pipe. So just a little heads up, folks. We are in conversation with Glide at this point, and hopefully we will have them appear on the Coffee Time in the very near future, and we'll be able to ask them all these same kind of questions about Glide and how that's going to work out for us and stuff. So before I bounce out of here, anybody got any final words? Brittany, Carol?
Don't go plain, go custom cane. Visit their website, customcane.com, and donate to Cane Give.
Yeah,
no, my
please.
cane.
Yeah, I mean, please, donate canes, donate canes, donate canes. We really want to help Jimmy out. He's doing a great thing there, and we want to help him do what he does and get the canes in the hands of people that would not otherwise be able to, obtain one. So please, either go to youcangive.com or shoot me an info at ed@blindunited.org, and we can work it out and let you know where you can get your canes to. So on that note, you good, Pedro? You got something?
No, no, no. I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you. Looking forward to the next year's season.
Are we all? Are we all? So I don't know. Maybe we might get together and get us a room down there or something.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna start
I,
stacking
I don't know.
for that.
I don't know if I'm gonna stay at the Marriott. I might have to find me a Best Western in the neighborhood or something.
Oh yeah, there's one down the street. I
Reasonable,
think
right?
that's what
You
I'm
know.
thinking too.
So all that being said, we appreciate everybody for coming in, hanging out with us again this morning. Please don't forget about George's tips and tricks with Jaws tonight, and learn some new tips and tricks with your Windows 11 machine. So, with that being said, everybody, we appreciate you and have a great Tuesday, and we will see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.